Alright, welcome to Frank Teaches DevOps. Hello, my lovely viewers. In today's lecture, I will be talking about role-based authorization strategy in Jenkins. Alright, in Jenkins. Okay, but before I go ahead to talk about this feature, right, I must welcome each and every one of you to the year 2024. All right, welcome. And Frank Teaches DevOps is wishing you all a happy and prosperous 2024. Right, without further ado, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Alright, role-based authorization strategy in Jenkins. Now, whenever you hear about role-based, it's all about access permission. Alright, access permission. So this feature, alright, is used to grant access to users, to Jenkins users, based, let me reduce, to Jenkins users based on roles, right? I want to explain. So that's what role-based authorization strategy is used for. Now, ordinarily, when you create a Jenkins server, right, by default, everybody is admin. Now, let me illustrate this now. Here's my Jenkins server. Now, when you first create a Jenkins server, you have the initial user. You can call it any name. Let's say the initial user is what? Is admin. This admin user has the full access to the entire Jenkins server. You can do and undo. However, you have some set of developers, all right, developers who are not members of the DevOps team. But these developers, let's label them. Let's say Tom is a developer. James is a developer. Then Frank is a developer. So these are developers. So these guys are developers. And these guys, they are scrambling that they need access. DevOps should give us access. DevOps should give us access. DevOps should give us access. They want access to what? To the Jenkins server. So all of these guys, they need access to the Jenkins server. Now, they want access to the Jenkins server. This is an illustration. Now, the admin here is definitely from the DevOps team. So the admin is concerned about developers having access on his Jenkins server. So he's trying to be careful so that in the future, he wouldn't want to hear stories like this deployment, I don't know what happened to it. This deployment file was deleted. I'm not seeing my deployment. So some kind stories that are not pleasant to the ears. All right. So this is what this guy is trying to avoid. The admin guy is trying to avoid giving these developers access to the Jenkins server. But the management has requested, all right, the management wants the admin to grant these developers access. In as much as this admin wants to grant these guys access, the admin is still concerned, all right, that if I should add these guys, Tom, if I should add Tom, Frank, and James as users on this server, automatically Tom, James, and Frank, they'll become what? Admin users. Admin users. So for we to control their accesses, I don't want to give them admin rights. And there's no way I can do it by default. And the only way I can give Tom, James, Frank developer access is by making use of what we call a role-based authorization strategy. This concept is a plugin. Let me copy this guy, paste. So the only way I can grant these guys access that is not admin access is with the use of what? Role-based authorization what? Strategy. So this thing is a plugin. Let me reduce this a bit. All right. So this role-based authorization strategy, it is a plugin. It's a Jenkins plugin. It's a Jenkins plugin that we are going to install and configure so that Tom, James, and Frank won't have admin access, but they should be able to have some level of access, but not totally an administrative access, right? So without further ado, let's now look at the stages. But before we look at the stages, remember that role-based access control is used to grant access to Jenkins user based on roles. So grant and manage access. Let me put it like that. It's used to grant and manage access to Jenkins users based on roles. All right, great. So without further ado, let's look at the steps. Very simple and straightforward. The first thing first, I'm going to be set up a Jenkins server. After setting up a Jenkins server, two, I'll be installing the role-based authorization strategy plugin. After that, configure the roles and assign configure the roles, okay, create users and assign them to the appropriate roles. All right, so these are just 4 steps, very simple and straightforward. Set up a Jenkins server, install the role-based authorization strategy plugin, configure the roles, create users, and assign them to the appropriate roles. So let's start with what? Creating the Jenkins server. All right, so we have our server. So let's connect to our Jenkins, the server we need to set up Jenkins on. So all right, so let me do it somewhere here. Okay, so yeah, so this is Jenkins server. So let's go to Jenkins website, jenkins.io, and go through the installation of Jenkins. I'll be very fast on this process. So my Linux distribution is Red Hat, which is Ubuntu. So I'll copy all of this the way it is. Copy, terminal, paste, good. Then I need to install OpenJDK 17. Let me see if they have it. Or you need to be root sudo that. Okay, so all right, so Java need to be installed. So let's install Java. Sudo yum install Java. I'll check for the version of Java that I need. Let me see, Java 17. I need, all right, so Java-17. All right, so say no. So sudo yum install Java-17. I think this should get us Java 17. All right, so great. I'll say yes, and there we go. So yeah, so after that, then the last one is to install Jenkins proper. So let me, all right, so also need to install Jenkins, and there we are. Great. I think we are all set. We are set. So the next thing I need to do now is to just to sudo systemctl enable Jenkins service. Is enabled. Sudo systemctl restart Jenkins service is restarted. Okay, so let's pick the public IP of our Jenkins server, which is this machine. Come up. Okay, so to get the public IP, you can say call ident.me. This should give us a public IP. Here's the public IP of my Jenkins server. Copy. Let's go to our browser. Paste. Jenkins runs on port 8080 by default. Alright, so here it is. So the initial password, copy that, and let's cut that guy. Permission denied. Sudo cut that guy. All right, so that is the password. Come over here, paste it, and continue. Okay, so let's install suggested plugins, and so that we can get started. All right, so this process takes some time, so I will be pausing the video, and once it's done, I'll be right back. Okay, the initial installation has been completed, so let's go back to our whiteboard. So our whiteboard is set up a Jenkins server. Okay, so where's my server? All right, so the username is admin, password is 1234, passport 1234, full name is admin at yahoo.com. Save and continue. Great. And save and finish. Start using Jenkins. So now that we have our Jenkins server, which we have fulfilled this first item, set up a Jenkins server. The second item is to install the role-based authorization strategy. But before then, let's replicate this setup without roles, right? Let's replicate that setup without roles. So what I will do now, I'll come to manage Jenkins, go to manage Jenkins, then I'll go to users. I'll go to users, then I'm going to, this is the initial user. I'm going to create more users. I'm going to create Tom. Password is 1234, and Tom at yahoo.com. Create user. So this Tom is a developer. Let me add one more user. Let me call that Frank. 1234. Frank at yahoo.com. Create user. So I have created two users from the developer side. By default, these users, they have admin rights, right? So if I log out now, I sign in with Frank. 1234. Sign in. You can see that Frank can manage this Jenkins server. Frank can create more users. Go to users, add user. You can see Frank created. 1234. Frank create. at yahoo.com. Create. This is the Frank user creating another user. So Frank has full permission, the same way admin has full permission. If I log out, Tom, sign in with Tom, 1, 2, 3, 4. Tom is inside. Tom can do the same thing Frank did. Go to manage Jenkins, come to users, alright, create user, Tom, password 34, 1, 2, 3, 4. Tom at .com. Create. Tom created. Tom created. Create. So this is the kind of thing we want to avoid. We want to avoid this when all the users in the organization have full access. Both admin and the developers, Tom, James, and Frank, they have full access to the Jenkins server. For we to control that process, we need to set up what? A role-based authorization strategy. How do we do that? Now let's go back now. Let's log in back with admin. So this is step 2. I'm going to install the role-based authorization strategy plugin. So I'll come over here. I'll go to manage Jenkins. Then I'll come to plugins. Click on plugins. Now go to what? Available plugins. Then I will search for the plugins. I'll say role-based authorization strategy. Here's the plugin. Select the checkbox and click on what? Install. So this plugin is getting installed. Let's wait. This plugin has finished installing. Alright, so let's go back to manage Jenkins. Now you go back to manage Jenkins. Let's check our notes. I have installed what? The role-based authorization strategy plugin. Now let's configure the rules. To do that, I'll come to my Jenkins, go to manage Jenkins. The first thing first, I'll go to what? Security. Now you can see there's no rule, there's no option of managing roles. All right, so there's an option I'm going to enable. I'm going to enable the role-based strategy. So I'll come to security, go to security. On security, come to authorization. Now the kind of authorization we have here is set to what? Logged in users can do anything. That's why when we log on with Tom, Frank, they were able to do everything. But now don't want to do all of that. We want to change it. We want Jenkins to use this role-based strategy to manage what users can do and what users cannot do. So I'll check this option, role-based strategy. That's all. Click on apply and click on save. Save. Perfect. The moment you do that, you're going to see this option. It's a new option, manage and assign roles. All right, so manage and assign roles. I'll click on manage and assign roles. Click on it. Okay, so we have manage roles, assign roles, permission, role-based macros. So let's start with what? Manage roles. So the default role we have here is what? Is the admin role. So I'm going to be creating another role. Call it what? Developer. As we have it here, I'll create a developer role. Let's go there. So I'll come here, add a role. I'll say developer. Click on add. This role has been added. Now let me give the roles permission. Now whosoever, you can see this role has different sections. Overall means full permission. Credentials, you can only manage credentials. Agents, you can manage agents. Jobs, you can manage job. Run, you can run jobs. View, you can view SCM. You can add source control management, which is GitHub. So now, according to what we have here, we are going to assign that to the roles. You can see if I tick this box overall, this section, it means that you can see administer. Whosoever that is a member of the admin group the admin role or the developer role, the admin role has full access. All right. So if I give this developer this full role, it means that whosoever is a member of that developer role will have full access. So I will not do that. So this is what I will do. All right. For job, I just want to give them read only. I don't have job anyway. Um, um, to view, I need to give them read access. Um, let's go with those two. For agents, the build, configure, connect, um, provision, job. Let's go with those two. Credentials, they can view credentials, but they can't create credentials. Let's see. So once I'm done, click on apply and click on save. So this role has been created. Now we need to assign users to the roles. So I'll go to what? Assign roles. Now I'm going to have what? Um, the role. This is the admin role. This is the developer role. Admin role, developer role. Right? So I'm going to add users. Click on add user. The first user is Tom. Okay. Tom has been added. Now I need to assign this Tom to the developer role. I'll check developer role. Add another user, Frank. Assign Frank to what? Developer. That's all, guys. That is all. Apply and save. Now let's go back to dashboard. I want to sign out, log out. Now let's sign in with what? Tom. The password is 1234. Sign in. You can see that Tom user, before he had the permission, but Tom user does not have that permission anymore. It's saying what? Access denied. Tom is missing the overall read permission. It cannot. The same way will be applicable to Frank. 1234. Sign in. Frank also does not have the permission. Now let's log out. Let's sign in with admin. 1234. So admin, go back to what? Manage Jenkins. Manage Jenkins. He went to manage and assign roles. Let's modify the developer role. So let me give them read access on overall. They should have read access, all right? They should see, but they can't do anything. Apply and save. Let me log out. Log out. Sign in with Tom again. 1234. Sign in. So you can see Tom has read access to the dashboard. You can view the people, which are the users. You can see build history. There's no build history. You can check my views. Let's go back. You can also look at credentials, but you can't create credential. Let's check system. Credentials. This credential domain is empty, so there's no way Tom, I didn't give him that access. He cannot create credential. You can see, so he can only view the credential. He cannot create. But now if I add that permission, now let me log out. Admin 1234. Manage Jenkins. Let's go to manage Jenkins. Go to manage and assign roles. Now these credentials, right? So this they can create. Let's apply and save. Save, right? Log out. Now come in with Tom again. 1234. Go to credentials. System, global. So you can see Tom can create credential because we have assigned the permission to the role that is assigned to Tom. So Tom can add credential. What kind of credential? Username and password, as the case may be. Is it a GitHub app? SSH username and with private key, secret file, secret test, certificate. So this user, they can add credentials because I have assigned the permission to the role which they belong to. So guys, this is how you set up role-based authorization strategy in Jenkins, right? So you saw the way we set up the Jenkins server, you saw the way we installed the role-based authorization strategy plugin, you also saw the way we configured the roles, and you saw the way we created users and assigned them to the appropriate roles. So far so good, guys. You've seen how we have been able to manage and grant access to to Jenkins user based on the roles they belong to. So with this in place, you can see that the admin will be able to control the developers access, right? He will be able to control what they can access and what they cannot access. At this juncture, guys, I hope this session has been very informative, and I wish to see you guys in our next episode. So remember, we are starting our DevOps program in March. All right, Frank Teaches DevOps is starting cohort 3. Cohort 3. So I'm encouraging each and every one of us to try and key in. This is 2024. Come and learn DevOps. All right, come and learn DevOps. So thank you once more. Thank you. I love you all. See you in our next episode.